Hello guys, welcome back to today's stream. We're going to keep this one quite quick. We've got a lot to cover. Huge amounts of news with what's going on with the ECB. We also want to cover up what's really affecting the overall market and how is that going to bring Bitcoin down to its next lower leg. Because unfortunately, guys, it is coming, but we do have lots of signals that we are close to a bottom. We're getting very close. So the news is good, but the news is also bad, unfortunately. AJ, how are you today?
Yeah, doing well, thank you. I'm getting more excited for that, bottom, and
I
for
feel
that.
it. I
Yeah,
feel
I
it.
do feel it coming, and I'm getting really excited for it because it's great accumulation levels. So yeah, we'll be keeping you updated with this as we go on, and we're gonna try and get as close to the bottom as we can, and we're gonna try and predict the bottom. I know you can't do it, but we're just gonna have a little bit of fun and see if we can get as
Exactly.
close to the bottom as we can.
We'll give it a good old, should we say, a solid try.
Yeah.
And also, just make sure, guys, if you have any specific questions, throw them into the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. But without further ado, let's kind of jump into it. So what you see on here, I'm not playing it, but we see generally at the moment, the markets are kind of down. This is because we have the ECB, European Economic, no, that's not right. The ECB Forum, European Central Bank, the forum. So they're in Portugal. Jerome Powell is there. And so this is kind of what's moving the markets at the moment. So this is why when you see all of this, Powell, Lagarde, Bailey, all speaking at the ECB annual forum. And so this is kind of the main thing affecting markets at the moment. Make sure you have a little bit of an understanding as to what's going on here. But let's talk about Bitcoin. That's why we're here. This is what I want to show you. So this was actually, I believe, released earlier on today. Yes, correct. But this is, on Bloomberg's front page, they're talking about Bitcoin, which is good and it's also bad. But here's what we want to see. So there was an analyst here, Mark Newton. He said, most short-term technicals point to an above average chance of a final washout style decline before this bottom. So he's saying, look, we're close, but we're not there yet. And now in a note on Tuesdays when he said that Bitcoin has room to drop as low as 12.5 to 13K, which I expect would be an excellent place for intermediate term buyers to add to longs, which obviously we all know we will. Give us 13,000, we'll be buying as much as we can.
AJ, 13,000 is a very, very big level as well, because that was, if I am correct, that was the high back in 2019. So that's going to be a very important level that I'll show you later on as well.
Yes, exactly. And so I'm gonna whistle through a lot of this news, guys. Obviously I don't want to spend too long getting into everything. Mark Cuban, for example, says the bear market is going to last until crypto apps are actually useful. So, this is quite a good quote. It lasts until there's a catalyst, and that catalyst is going to be an application, or we get so low, people go, F it, I'll buy it, I'll buy some, And I think, I've always said this, there needs to be a catalytic event. I think it's going to get to a stage where the market has an overall recovery. I don't think there's going to be one particular application that's not going to lift the whole of the crypto market. If it is, it's got to be tied to Ethereum, which does generally lift the crypto market, or, mainly Bitcoin, but you can't really build apps on Bitcoin. Or it's maybe something like PayPal, for example, releases instant payment with Bitcoin across the world. That could be a potential.
Yeah, personally for me, I don't see this bear market being any different than the other bear markets. The only thing that I can say that is going to be different is the time frame. All the time frames of each of these bear markets have been different. That's the only thing that I think is going to be different, and the percentage that we have come down. I do still think there's going to be over an 80% pullback from that all-time high. So that does signal some more downside as well, because every single previous bear cycle has had that over 80% pullback. So I just don't think anything's gonna be different, except that time, the amount of time it takes for us to recover, and the percentage pullback. But only by the percentage pullback. We've had an 86% pullback. We've had an 83% pullback. So I think it is going to be somewhere within that range.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And that's what, like we're saying, we're kind of seeing a lot of these different metrics kind of lining up in our favor, I guess. I mean, if you do want there to be a Bitcoin bottom, if you've already priced it in and you bought everything and you have no more liquidity, then obviously you don't want to have another leg to the downside, do you?
Yeah.
But I would say, there are some metrics, almost all of them, as we see another headline. And again, guys, these are only headlines, but there are a little bit of I guess, facts and studies that kind of go behind it that do indicate this. So Michael van der Pop, what he's saying, his picture here, just to bring it up, with more clarity, he's saying, look, this 20,300 is kind of that's the next further correction. He was expecting this, and it bounced upward off of this 20,600, as you see here. This, kind of like a triple bottom here, bounced off. But again, the question is then, well, how much volume is there, and how easily is it that the confidence can be shaken in this trend? Because I mean, we'll go into the technicals in a minute, but we're kind of coming down these lower highs here.
And this is what it is for me. The volume just isn't there for the confirmation for me that we are at that bottom. If we were seeing lots of volume, then yes, I'd be out there saying we are most likely at that bottom. But you can see if you look at the charts, you look at the previous bottoms,
even this section here, AJ,
exactly. The previous bottoms, we have had so much volume, and that's when the price just gets so cheap that people just buy that up. And that's when we see the price increasing so much.
Yeah, 100%. And so bringing that into back into here. I believe we also have John Bollinger, who's saying that, it seems as though we haven't quite touched the bottom of this M type, perfect double top, like an M top. And so, there's a lot of different evidence kind of going into the same thing, that yes, we're close, but we're not quite there. I know you're going to bring us into something more about some more evidence we see as well. And then one final bit I want to just throw in here is the delta price. So this is currently looking at Glassnode, of the on-chain analysis chart in the depths, is what it's called. So delta price, looking at the difference between the realized price and the all-time average price. This is how you work out the delta price. Previously, these bottoms have actually touched this little line here. Sorry, this is the purple one, I should say. So the purple touched, that was the final. The purple goes up, purple comes down, it crosses with the 200 week moving average, and then boom. But see, now this purple line is down here. So we've only just kind of touched that balanced, and we haven't touched the delta. So there is another bit of potential that we haven't quite seen that bottom there.
And that lines up perfectly, with what I've been showing as well. That's that CVDD as well. Do you know that pink line that I've been showing?
Yeah.
Lines up perfectly with that.
Exactly,
the pink line on there as well, the delta, that has predicted the bottom for the past two bear markets. And so has this CVDD. And for me, because of what's happened in history, the exact same thing is going to happen here. I think, they're going to predict the bottom, and from there we see that nice bounce, consolidation, and then the start of the next bull run.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And we're going to have a look at this technically, so stick around for a couple of minutes. Finally, just want to kind of jump onto Sam Bankman-Fried saying that some exchanges are secretly insolvent. And this, as he's went through with Forbes. And the CEO began by addressing some firms whose financial troubles are more public. So he said, look, those include crypto broker Voyager Digital, which they gave a handout to, and also BlockFi. So they had the contagion. They were affected by that from the Three Arrows Capital fallout. Both BlockFi and Voyager received quick credit lifelines from SBS firm and Alameda Ventures, which he also owns. So that's around 750 million. Now, I mean, there's arguments about whether this is actually a good idea, and then whether it's actually going to be like sustainable, because they are acting slightly like a little Fed, like the Federal Reserve. Oh, you're in some trouble. Okay, well, we can't have you crashing the economy or the whole crypto economy. So we have Binance and we have, Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX kind of just giving people money, giving them loans, So is that a good thing? I don't know. Are these guys going to run out of money? If they do, the two kind of main companies arguably helping prop up the crypto market right now and prevent that capitulation of, okay, well, if they weren't helped out, Celsius is done, 3 Arrows is done, BlockFi is done, Voyager is done. It's arguable that would then lead to a massive kind of catapult and a massive, should we say, capitulation event across the whole of crypto, and that would be very bad.
I think this sort of, what's going on now is sort of needed. This getting rid of all these companies that are over leveraged, incredibly over leveraged. Getting rid of them, I think that's going to be good, and that's going to be it is part of this bear market and what this bear market needs to finally establish that bottom.
I think it's a good shakeout. It's a really good shakeout.
It is,
and this is 3 Arrows Capital. They were ordered into liquidation. This is like one of the biggest shakeouts by a British Virgin Islands court. So they've actually been told, hey, we're going to order you into liquidation. Now, kind of how this affects them, I'm not entirely sure. So it's reportedly been ordered into liquidation following the downturn of the market and challenges it faced recently. Challenges of, really bad risk management and arguably poor money management. So, they're not just challenges, they're pretty bloody bad. But you can see here, according to Sky News, a court in the British Virgin Islands has ordered 3 Arrows Capital into liquidation, saying that would be a significant moment in the current unraveling of the cryptocurrency sector. Again, which is why I mentioned these guys are kind of acting as like the Fed to stop this from happening. And so, as Crypto Potato reported earlier, one of its creditors is Voyager Digital. The guys who received from SBF, part of, I think it was like $500 million plus 19,000 Bitcoin, I think. It was quite a lot. And so they received, a massive, there you go, the company previously disclosed exposure to an extent of some $500 million to 3 Arrows Capital. This is slightly different to what Voyager received from Sam Bankman-Fried. But Voyager Capital, they had an exposure to the extent of some $500 million to 3 Arrows Capital, which they might not now be able to pay back. And also stated, so this is Voyager saying, it's unable to assess the amount it will be able to recover. So they don't know how much they're going to get back. This casts, again, a massive shadow over Voyager. And we probably should have been able to see this, given that, either SBF approached them or they approached SBF with regards to, hey, we're in some trouble.
Yeah. I think the risk management department needs to stop taking selfies in the mirror and sit at their desk and get some work done.
Exactly. So look, guys, that's just the quick overview. We'll go into some technicals in a second, but look, we're looking at this, the ECB. This is going to have like a bit of an effect, but the bottom is not yet in, according to most analysts. I personally don't think it is, but yeah, just let us know if you have any questions. I think there's more downside, but we don't know for sure.
I just want to answer this question quick. Can you guys, talk about some altcoins? Yes, I do want to start doing that. I love altcoins. Yes. I love trading altcoins, and personally for me, altcoins are what have brought me the most amount of return. Unfortunately, right now, as with the market sentiment, it's just not the right time to be getting into altcoins. You get into altcoins now, and the market and Bitcoin sees another 10% move to the downside. The likelihood of it is that the altcoins are going to see between a 20 to 30% pullback. So for me, as of right now, I am not personally investing into any altcoins. So for me, it's just sort of sticking to that safe hodl portfolio that we talked about a few streams ago and in our bear market portfolio video. If you have missed that, make sure you go back and watch that. But yeah, right now for me, it's just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and Ethereum, trying to get close to the bottom as I can. Once I'm happy the bottom is in, and I've got some confirmations to show you what I'm looking for to be happy that the bottom is in, then I can start moving into sort of the medium risk and the higher risk tokens, coins, where we can then see some
of those bigger gains.
Those bigger gains, exactly. Yeah. So that's personally what I'm doing now.
But let's have a look.
I don't want to tell you
Bitcoin,
when I'm investing into something and then the market drops. Well, Bitcoin drops another 10% and these altcoins, absolutely get demolished. So for me, it's just waiting a little bit longer and then we can get into it. But was there something you wanted to say, Ben, or should we get on to the technical?
No. I think we jump straight in. I like the momentum. Yeah.
So looking at the Bitcoin chart on the 4 hour, as of right now, we are testing this support level here at around 20,000. Now, this is a very, very important support level because this vicinity is the previous all-time high from December 2017. And as you can see on this chart right here, we are, as of right now, testing it. This is the weekly chart. This chart here is the 4 hour. So this is a very important level. You can see that we have found previous support on the 23rd of June, 22nd of June as well. So this is a level to be watching as of right now. If we can hold this level, then there's a likelihood that we can come back and test this resistance. This is a very important resistance up here. We got rejected from it yesterday, and we've seen the price come down to this support level. But we have seen so much resistance at this level here. It's telling us that this is a very, very difficult level for Bitcoin to break above. Now, what do I expect for Bitcoin in the short term? Well, we are seeing that the indicators are very, very oversold. All the indicators are pretty much at the bottom. So I think in a very short term, we are going to see a slight reversal to the upside, only a very slight reversal. And then I do anticipate that we are going to break below this level, this $20,000 level here. There is a possibility we can, come up and test this resistance level here. We could still break above that. But for me, it looks like Bitcoin just wants to break below this level. So that's what I'll be looking for. If we get a break below this level, there's not much support here at all. Well, there isn't any support at all. You can see last time we broke below this $20,000 level, we just came crashing down all the way down to the $18,000 level, and we went as low as $17,600 approximately. So if we do break this level here, I think the likelihood of it is we could come down and test this $18,000 level again. If we break that, then I think we can go even lower, and that will take us to to the targets that I've been talking about. Around $15,500 is the target that I'm looking at Bitcoin coming down to. We have this head and shoulders pattern I've mentioned a while ago. That target is around $15,000. The CVDD, which I've talked about, if I just refresh it and we can see where that's currently sat at this moment in time. That's currently sat at, again, just under $15,500. This is what I mentioned earlier. Every single bear market, the CVDD, this pink line, has predicted the bottom perfectly. And that's what I anticipate for this bear market as well. I anticipate to find support along this CVDD, bounce off it, consolidate, and then that will be the start of the bull market. Now, if I just show you this here as well, this is the pi cycle bottom. I have showed you this previously, but now I've actually integrated it into TradingView, so we can actually see this move as the days go on. Now, the CVDD, just to go over it again, every time we see I had my indicators off. Let me just hide them again. So every time that we see the 150 EMA move, cross underneath the 471 MA, you can see that Bitcoin established that bottom. So this was back in 2015. We had that bearish cross, established the bottom. And when we were below, when the red line was below the green line, we had that consolidation period, which was perfect accumulation period. Then what we saw, if I zoom in again, is that we crossed bullish. And when we crossed bullish right here on the approximately the 28th of September 2015, that was the start of the bull market. And that took us all the way up to all-time highs at approximately $20,000. We then had the next bear market, the 2018 bear market. And what happened again? We got that cross of the 150 EMA and the 471 MA, where the red line crossed below the green line. We established that bottom, and then we had consolidation. This consolidation was a lot shorter than the previous consolidation. Then we saw some nice price action towards the upside. We got that bullish cross again, and the bull market started again. Just not factoring in March 2020, as we know, that was the COVID crash. So that is understandable that we did have this pullback here. But, you can see that the bull market continued all the way up to all-time highs at approximately 69,000. Now, we are very, very close to getting that cross as of right now. Very close. So this signals to us, it's just more indication to us that the bottom is very, very close. Once this crosses, I will be happy that the bottom is in. Then I'm going to be looking for a long period of consolidation, which is great for accumulation. And then, we are going to be hoping for that bullish cross again, and that will be the start of that bull market. So I sort of want to, have a little bet here with Ben and see where we think this cross can go. So
timing, isn't it?
Yeah. So we are very close. So when do you think this bearish cross could happen?
It's a very good question. I am gonna say the bottom is gonna be in. I'm gonna put the bottom in end of no.
It's hard.
Like 5. No, I'm gonna say end of July, something like this.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna say we have about a month or so. Yeah. Just because I know that we have so I think, generally central banks are going to be increasing their rates. I'm going to say, maybe the bottom, but definitely not a pump. No, I'm going to say, yeah. So I saw some on 4th of July, and I'm going to go for the end. We also have rate hikes coming up then. And so we're all curious about what the Fed's going to do. But I'm going to say, bottom around about that end of July. And then I think a bit of stagnation and then movement to the upside for the end of the year. What's your number? Yeah. Give us a date here.
I sort of want to go for the 9th of July. The middle of
you go quite quick.
Yeah, I'm going quite quick. I'm gonna put it as middle of July. So I'll say maybe 16th of July. I'm gonna say.
You go 16th. Okay, I'm gonna go 24th.
Okay. We've had 30th of June as well. So we'll see as well. I'll take
that's tomorrow.
I'll take a little picture of the comment. Yeah, make sure you put your predictions in the comment as well, and we'll see who wins this. But as I've said, this is a very, very important indicator. We cannot ignore this indicator because it has predicted the bottom for the last 2 bear markets. So this is something that I'm going to be keeping a very, very close eye on, and keeping you updated with this. So that's everything I've really got for Bitcoin. NASDAQ. Why is the Bitcoin having this pullback? The reason is because of the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has had that rejection now, and that confirmed rejection, which I was talking to you about in yesterday's stream. I wanted that second red candle. We've had that second red candle now, so I'm pretty confident that we're going to see some more downside with the NASDAQ and most likely come down to this support level here. There is a possibility we can come back and test this here, but what I think is that now we've had this rejection here, that the likelihood of it is we're going to come down and test the support. That means more downside for Bitcoin, and that could take us all the way down to that bottom vicinity of around 15,500, which I'm sort of taking that as the bottom. You know, I know there is, there are people out there that's talking about it can go lower. Yes, there is a possibility it can go lower, because if we have a look here, the $20,000 level, this white line here, if we break below here, there isn't any support. There's literally no support. You can see here the last time that we were within this range here, there was no support. There was no consolidation. You know, we just completely smashed through this level here, which was between the approximate $14,000 level and $20,000 level. So the next level that, you know, people are looking at is around that $14,000 level, you know, $13,000 level, because this is the previous high of 2019. We break below there, again, there's just no support between this area. So then, you know, that's why they're talking about 12,000. And then between there as well, there's nothing much between this level here either. So that's why they're talking about 10,000. And there also is, you know, quite a lot of previous resistance and support at that $10,000 level. So that's why you're seeing all these crazy predictions.
I was going to say, look, I just want, you know, I think this is true. I think it's very true. You know, I don't know if it's quite 6 months. You know, maybe I think maybe 4 that we start seeing some movement to the upside. But yeah, I definitely think there's going to be a prolonged period of just, you know, when we are at all-time lows, probably still hovering, fighting that 20K. I think 20K is going to be quite a, you know, or maybe 21. That's going to be quite a strong level of resistance once we dip below.
Definitely, yeah. If we have a look at this level here, the $22,000 a very strong level of resistance as well. You know, that 200 MA is going to be a very very important. If I don't actually have it on my chart as of right now, but yeah, the 200 MA, that's going to be a very very strong resistance level as well, because we never actually, you know, spent much time below that level. And now we are below it. It's going to, you know, act as a very strong resistance level. Moving on quickly to Ethereum. Ethereum doing exactly the same thing as Bitcoin. You know, we are seeing that pullback. We had this period of consolidation here, you know, holding this support nicely here. Unfortunately, we have broken. So what I anticipate in the shorter term for Ethereum is to most likely come down and test this $1,000 dollar level approximately. $1,000 level is sort of that next target I'm looking at. You know, we can see lots of support along this level when we were above it. And yeah, we have this fake out here. But yeah, I think this is a pretty realistic target for us to come down to, and hopefully find support. But if we do continue to see more downside for Bitcoin, then the likelihood of it is we're going to see more downside for Ethereum. And where is the downside for Ethereum going to take us? For me, that is around $800. If I zoom out a little bit more, you can see that we have had lots of resistance along this level previously. And on the daily, if we take a zoom in a little bit as well, you know, it's been a very important support level. So this is why the 800, it's the wrong level there. Let's go back a little bit further. Yeah, so it's been resistance, it's been support when we were above it. So this is why the next level is $800 if we do break below this sort of this range here, which is between the $1,000 level and the $1,070 level approximately. So if we break this level here, the likelihood of it is $800. I think, you know, I think the lowest Ethereum could go is sort of $700. Yes, there's a possibility it could go lower. But yeah, we still have a buy order in at $800. So if we do come down there, that will be filled. And same with Bitcoin. You know, we've got some Bitcoin buy orders at 17,000, 16,000, and 15,500. So hopefully the price can come down, find a bottom around that area, fill those orders, and then see that consolidation, and then get that bullish flip that we really, really want to see. On this chart here, we want to see that pi cycle bottom indicator flip. Once that's flipped, I'm happy that the bull market is starting again, but we still have a long way until that happens, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, absolutely. I mean, guys, just if you have any questions, I was gonna just quickly bring this guy up, Daniel Coombs.
Sure, 100%.
He's got 100x leverage. They're gonna liquidate me. Expect price to go up. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same with everybody, isn't it? As soon as you go
Yeah,
short, it's don't use 100x leverage. That's
yeah,
I mean, that maybe is financial advice.
yeah. Yeah, I
Not
don't think
financial
I've ever
advice,
used
but
100x leverage before,
yeah,
unless I was trading with
I feel like it's easier
50,000.
to recommend against things than it is to to actually recommend things.
Yeah, yeah. I would never personally trade with 100x leverage. Very, very risky. I only trade with that if you're willing to lose that money that you're trading with.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
On the bright
So
side, look how much support will be
yeah,
below once
again, yeah,
we are
you're
above
not wrong,
65
Mr.
again. Yeah,
Panda. Like,
exactly.
you
Not
are
wrong at
correct,
all.
but
Yeah. So
you're just a
once we get
few
above
months,
65k,
years
or even
off.
the all-time high at 69,000 approximately, we're going to have so much support. And even when the next bear market is, we're going to be looking at these all-time high levels that we've previously seen, and we're going to be looking at them as support.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know how long we're going to take to get there. I think Tim Draper said that 250,000 was definitely like by the end of the year.
Yeah,
But
I was going to show that in yesterday's stream. I completely forgot to. Yeah, he was saying by the end of this year or early next year, and I think that's just a bit too soon.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. I do think that we're in for a lot of hell.
Yeah,
Like we said earlier in the video, it's not priced in. The bottom's not priced in. We are close though, and there are lots of
yeah,
indicators to say that we're close. So like I said previously, if you've got this far, don't stop here. You might as well just keep going.
yeah,
Like just you're almost there. We're almost at the bottom. Just stick with
yeah.
it. And
There's
yeah.
only going to be around another 10% move towards the downside, I think. When we do get this next leg down, because I do honestly think that we are going to have another leg down, that last little shakeout. But it's not going to be another 80% move, or what it is now. 75%. It's not going to be another crazy move. It's only going to be a little move from here. So yeah. For me, I'm just holding on tight and waiting to get this bullish cross on the pi cycle bottom indicator.
There we go. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. We
Yeah.
will see you tomorrow, and make sure you stay safe. Use a stop loss.
And make sure you smash that like button as well. It really helps us out. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel for everyday videos, updating you on the news, updating you on the charts. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Take care. See you tomorrow.